If you've spent, literally any time in a weight room, you've definitely heard the debate. Do you absolutely need to lift heavy to build muscle, or can lighter weights get the job done just as well? Welcome to this explainer where we're going to break it all down.
It seems like everyone has a strong opinion on this, right? But today we are completely stripping away the gym lore. We're looking purely at what the actual scientific data reveals about muscle growth, and more importantly, how you can apply these facts to your own routine. Okay, to answer this objectively, we first need to define a core concept in exercise science. It's called training intensity. And no, intensity doesn't mean how loud you're grunting or how much you're sweating on the bench. It strictly means the percentage of your maximum lifting capacity, what we call your 1 rep maximum, or 1 RM. So if you lift 100% of your 1 RM, that weight is so heavy you can literally only lift it a single time. So the weight on the bar directly dictates your reps. Think about it. Lifting 80% of your max is going to cap you at around 7 or 8 reps before your muscles just give out. But drop that weight down to just 30%, suddenly you're pushing past 25 or even 30 reps. It's a super straightforward inverse relationship. Basically, the heavier the weight, the fewer reps you can do. Section 1. The case for light weights, metabolic stress, and the pump. Now, this is a method heavily popularized by traditional bodybuilders who usually aim for, say, 15 to 25 reps per set. When you lift light weights for that many reps, you trigger something genuinely fascinating called metabolic stress. It's basically a physiological panic response to low energy levels inside your muscle cells during a long, grueling set. As you keep repping the weight, your body is just accumulating metabolic byproducts, specifically lactate and organic phosphate and hydrogen ions. And this accumulation, that is exactly what creates that massive, visible muscle pump, all while training your highly resilient, slow-twitch muscle fibers. But hey, there is a massive catch here. To actually match the muscle growth of heavy lifting using only 30% of your max, you have to push these high-rep sets to absolute failure. I mean, just imagine grinding out 35 reps of squats. Seriously, think about the mental agony and the sheer physical exhaustion required to do 5 sets of that. It is absolutely brutal. Honestly, most people simply give up or let their form completely fall apart long before their muscles truly hit physiological failure.
Section 2. The heavyweight advantage, mechanical tension, and fast-twitch fibers.
So, moving to the other side of the aisle, this is the domain of lifters who want to move serious iron, relying on a secret weapon, mechanical tension. When you lift a really heavy load, it creates immense tension across the muscle. This activates specialized proteins within your muscle cells called mechanosensors. And once activated, these little guys literally command your body's genetics and hormones to synthesize new muscle tissue. Plus, this heavy method heavily targets your fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones responsible for generating explosive force. But moving heavy iron takes a really steep physical toll. Extremely heavy weights drastically increase the stress placed on your joints and connective tissues, and that can lead to higher injury rates over time. Furthermore, if you go too heavy, meaning you can literally only do 1 or 2 reps, studies actually show that's suboptimal for muscle growth compared to doing just a few more reps. And let's be real, nobody wants to be the guy doing a 1 rep max bicep curl. You just end up using your whole back, swinging the weight around, and risking a pretty serious tear.
Section 3. Combining forces for growth, the synthesis.
To truly maximize your muscle growth, you really need to stimulate completely different biological pathways. Think of it like this. Light weights are your go-to tool to trigger metabolic stress and target those slow-twitch endurance fibers. Heavy weights, on the other hand, are your tool for mechanical tension and fast-twitch force generation. If you want maximum stimulation, why on earth would you ignore half the equation, right? You absolutely need to incorporate both.
And the data points to an incredible synergy here. As the research notes, strength development is accompanied with increased muscle activation levels during exercise. So what does this actually mean for you? It means the raw physical strength you develop from your heavy, low-rep sets directly translates into your other training. By building that solid base strength, you are literally going to be able to lift heavier weights during your high-rep pump sets, totally compounding your overall growth. It's a win-win.
Section 4. Structuring your workout routine, science and practice.
Okay, so knowing the science is great, but applying it efficiently in the gym is what actually transforms your results. One highly effective method to do this is periodization. This is where you focus really intensely on one specific rep range for a block of time before shifting gears. For example, you could spend 3 to 4 weeks lifting heavy in the 3 to 5 rep range. Then, the next month, drop the weight slightly and master the 6 to 8 rep range. By month 3, you shift into the 12+ rep range for that metabolic stress. This cycle gives your body ample time to adapt, recover, and grow stronger in each specific phase.
But what if you don't want to wait months to hit those different pathways? Well, alternatively, you can mix all the rep ranges into a single daily workout session. You just need to adjust your volume, meaning the percentage of your total sets. Let's look at exactly how the data suggests we break this down, completely based on your specific goals.
If you just want standard, optimal muscle gain, the data points to spending the vast majority, we're talking about 70% of your sets, in the moderate 6 to 12 rep sweet spot. This perfectly balances tension and fatigue without totally destroying your joints or requiring superhuman mental stamina. You then complement that core work by keeping the heavy low-rep extremes and the light high-rep extremes to just about 15% of your sets each.
Now, if your goal shifts a bit and you want raw physical strength while also gaining size, the formula shifts too. You'll want to double your heavy, low-rep sets to roughly 30% of your routine. Then, you slightly reduce the moderate work to 60% and drop the high-rep pump work to just 10%. This clearly shifts your focus toward mechanical tension and those crucial neural strength adaptations.
Finally, we really have to consider individual physiology. Look, this isn't just about gaining muscle. It's about doing it sustainably for years to come. For older adults facing a naturally lower protein turnover rate, or anyone out there nursing achy joints or recovering from an injury, heavy weights pose a much higher risk to your connective tissues. In this case, you should entirely eliminate the heavy 3 to 5 rep range. Just ditch it. Instead, push safely into the high rep zone, dedicating 40% of your sets to 13+ reps while keeping 60% in the moderate range. You still get the growth, but without all the joint trauma.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to take a hard, objective look at your current gym routine. Are you religiously clinging to just one style of lifting simply because it's comfortable? Because the science is absolutely clear. If you aren't evolving your training to tap into both mechanosensors and metabolic stress, you are definitely leaving gains on the table. So, what's your next workout going to look like?